Hello, everybody. Welcome to another brand new episode on Boundary Line Podcast. Dillon Pink here, and I've got Sheldon Dougherty, the man, on the show here. And we're going to be discussing today about Pakistan and, what's happened to them in the last few years. I think they've just, downslide there, Sheldon. They're just on a downslide, and we'll discuss all that and more on our podcast. And, of course, the recent series against Bangladesh and the way they played and all that more. We'll analyze that a bit more. But before going ahead, requesting all our viewers, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to share the video with your friends, as it helps us to put us more such work there and bring it to you guys. But let's get straight to it then. Sheldon Dougherty, Pakistan are just not doing well, man. I just feel like there's something going wrong there. Is it the board? Is it the players? It's the fitness? It's just the interest in Test cricket? Because we always say, Sheldon, Test cricket is the best. That's the level that you expect everyone to play. But I think Shan Masood there at the end of the series perfectly summed it up, and he's like, you can't have players come and play Test cricket if you're only concentrating on T20 and having those cups. I thought that was a good thing, the way he messaged it, and it shows, Sheldon. It clearly shows there that there is no proper infrastructure there for the youngsters to come up and play Test cricket. They're concentrating on T20s, or what it is, we would not know what's happening there. But a word on them, Sheldon, Pakistan. And if you look at the last 8 to 9 years, Sheldon, almost, the way they've done Pakistan, I thought they had some nice names there. With the Misbahul-Haq and everybody playing Afridis and, all these guys playing Test cricket, some big names there also. But you look at them now, Sheldon, and you literally have Babar Azam, Rizwan, and Shaheen Shah Afridi plays. So it's just these three guys, Sheldon. I don't see any other person when you look at them who plays international level and who plays across all things like, ODI, Test and T20s. There's nobody else. I don't see that happening with Pakistan. They've changed wicket keepers, they've changed bowlers. You see bowlers come in one series, they're not there for the next series. But a word on them, Sheldon. Where do you think they are right now? Because clearly they're not even in the top 5.
Dil, what's more scary if you're a Pakistani fan is you mentioned those three players, and out of the three of them, you look at Shaheen's form of late. You look at Babar's form of late. That's more scary when you have fewer names who are big and they also struggle. But yeah, Dil, what's happened to Pakistan cricket of late has just been quite crazy when you look at it. You look at just Pakistan Test cricket at home. They lost to Australia. They lost to England. They drew with New Zealand. They've now lost to Bangladesh. They haven't won a Test match at home, Dil, which is even more crazy. Man. It's just shocking when you look at that, and it's just quite outrageous when you see that. And they had a very poor T20 World Cup as well. They're losing to the US and getting knocked out in the group stage. So there are so many issues. The captaincy thing is another issue. You look at it, who's captaining this week in Pakistan cricket? That's the story, because before the World Cup, Babar's resigning. Then Babar's forced to captain in the T20 World Cup when you can obviously see they don't want that. And it's almost like he's put in a position to fail. And I feel very sad for Babar when I see him, because I think he genuinely cares for the team and tries his best. But I feel around him there's too much politics, and I'm sure people in Pakistan cricket know more, but I think he and Shaheen don't get along. I think that's also another issue there, because Shaheen as well was T20 captain just before the World Cup, but then they took it off him after one series loss. And Shan Masood is Test captain, and I think there's nothing wrong with Shan. I think he could be a good captain. I think he has a good cricketing brain, the way he thinks of things, but it just seems like he's put in a position to fail. It's almost like he's, no matter how good you are as a captain, if you don't have what you want, you're going to fail. And it almost seems that's the issue with Pakistan cricket right now. They just set up to fail with how things are going. And I look at Shaheen as well. I don't know what's happening there. I think he's being rested for games in series when you have to win, which I don't understand. He was rested for a game in Australia as well when the series was on the line. You're being rested in the Bangladesh series, which is 2 Test matches. Why can't he rest during the PSL? Why does he have to play the PSL? Or why does he have to play some random ODI against Bangladesh or a random T20 series? I don't understand this. And yes, you can rest players. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve rest, but these people who think he wants to play 25 franchises, but he wants to get rest when he has to play for Pakistan. So I don't understand Dil. And we'll come to this series, Dil, of course. But yeah, Pakistan cricket right now, Dil, they really got to get a hold of things because, I mean, Bangladesh beat them, Dil, and I think, yes, those outside cricket fans would look and say, oh, it's a shocker. But I think anyone who's been watching cricket, for a while now would be like, it's not that surprising that Pakistan are losing to Bangladesh because Bangladesh played better cricket and right now probably a better cricketing team than Pakistan.
Absolutely, Sheldon. Spot on there, as usual. I think Bangladesh, the way they played, we'll discuss that more, Sheldon. The first test, you thought Pakistan had the game in hand there. They were really in the game. They could have won that, Sheldon, but just slipped it off their hand. You've seen Bangladesh, the way they played. Mushfiqur there getting a brilliant 100 there, Sheldon. 190 odd, I think he got in that test, and just played so well. And then the next test, Sheldon, Pakistan had them by the scruff of the neck there, 26 for 6. How often do teams from that point, Sheldon, they go on to win the match? It's impossible to win from there. But impossible is not the end, right? Like they say, it's always like you got to put in the effort, try, and that's what Bangladesh did, Sheldon. They just batted, and Lytton Das getting a brilliant 100 there took them, to a respectable total. And then the bowlers, I thought, Sheldon, in this match, I thought the bowlers actually did brilliantly well. More than the batters, yes, you had Mushfiqur, Lytton Das, and I think there was another guy who also played really well. Mehdi Hassan, I think, played really well also for them. And, just these names there. But the bowlers, Sheldon, consistently across both tests, I thought played really well and I thought made the difference.
Dylan, you look at it, you mentioned the bowlers there, and you think in the first test match that Pakistan played against Bangladesh, they didn't have a frontline spinner that played.
Yeah.
They didn't have a frontline spinner. And you look at Pakistan now, and I can't think of a good spinner in Pakistan. I can't think of one right now who's playing. Man. And to think they've had Saqlain Mushtaq, they had Saeed Ajmal, who was brilliant as well.
They had Mushtaq Ahmed.
Yeah.
They had they had the Saeed Ajmal.
Yeah.
They had all these big names, man.
And now you're telling me you can't field a spinner in a home test match? And the irony of not playing the spinner was in the second innings, they got spun out on
they went in with fast bowlers and then, Mehdi Hassan on the other side, bro, just picked all the wickets there.
How often does that happen, though? When people go with 5 seamers, suddenly there'll be a spinner that drifts through the team. And some of the reasoning also, they said that they played an extra seamer because they thought there'll be grass in Rawalpindi in that first game.
Bro, you don't know your own conditions.
Grass in Rawalpindi in that first test? That looked like the flattest deck.
The grass doesn't grow on the road, bro.
Yeah, exactly. My God, I didn't see anything for the seamers there. And yeah, Mehdi Hassan, what a series he had with bat and ball. He just
brilliant player.
Yeah,
brilliant guy, Sheldon. Not only this, I think if you see his journey all throughout, even in white ball also, I think he's been absolutely brilliant and underrated. I would say, just going below the radar there, but he's been absolutely brilliant. And to think that he's now amongst the runs also, it's insane for Bangladesh.
Yeah, then almost feels like he's batting too low. He bats at 8,
7, 8 sometimes. Yeah, you're it's too low for his the player of his caliber.
Yeah, I remember. Okay, he was only an off spinner before, but he's become a really good reliable batter for them. Quite often he gets runs, especially tough runs when he comes in. And yeah, I thought he was brilliant throughout the series. And of course Mushfiqur Rahim, the man has old as time. It feels like when you start watching cricket in Bangladesh, he was there. He's just been there forever. And he's just so consistent, right? You always see him. He'll get these runs. He'll get those. He'll play the same way, traditional. He's just a pillar of Bangladesh cricket. Him and Shakib. They've been there forever, and they continue to churn out runs, results for Bangladesh. And Mushfiqur as well in that first game. What a brilliant knock he played. Deserved a double ton as well.
Absolutely, Sheldon. I thought he played really, really well there. And like you said, I thought he should have got on, to score more there. But he's been there, for Bangladesh. He's been through the downs with them, and of course when Bangladesh has won more often than not, Mushfiqur is the guy to get them across the line. And how ironic it was, Sheldon, that Mushfiqur and the old horse, the Shakib Al Hasan, was both of them batting, and they get Bangladesh over the line. You only wish for all these things to happen when you see these guys, where they were and now where they are. Absolutely brilliant, and I thought even in the next test, Sheldon, the second test, Lytton Das, to get them off, from that issue that they were in, 26 for 6 was absolutely insane. And Lytton Das just held his ground, took his time in, and this is what Test cricket is all about, Sheldon. You see that I was so sure this game was going to be done in for less than 4 days.
Yeah.
I was like, this is gone. Bangladesh are going to get like hammered right now. Pakistan are going to bounce back and show, that they're really in this. But man, I was wrong. I was just proved wrong on that day itself. The way they batted, Sheldon, was absolutely brilliant there. And again, the bowling, the spinners came into play. And to think that Pakistan can't play spin, Sheldon, it's really insane for me, because you look over the years, they've had some wonderful guys who played spin. You had Saeed Anwar, you had like Babar Azam, Yusuf, Yunus Khan,
Yunus
one
Khan,
of the all-time greats, Inzamam ul Haq, all these guys, their records still stand there. But these guys now struggling to play spin, Sheldon. And yes, Babar Azam out of form, but he's been out of form for way too long now. It's almost, like he needs to like fix that issue. But you've got these guys who can't play spin now, Sheldon, and they're just looking at balls just spinning and acting like, if it's like, wow, that's got some crazy turn, or, it's like holding, on the surface a lot more, and, it's catches going to the slip fielders. It's insane. They're just like slogging for everything and getting out.
Yeah, Dil, it's shocking to see. I mean, and the way they batted Pakistan in the series, they were so heavily reliant on Mohammad Rizwan, who was like, was almost like the Lone Ranger for them in the series, like the way he batted. And yeah, some of their batting was just shocking. There's some real brainless batting. Like, it doesn't spin that much in Pakistan. Like, yes, I know it was spinning, but like, it's not like outrageous turn. Like,
it's not like Ahmedabad.
Yeah, it's not. I think even in Bangladesh, it spins more. I think Bangladesh also turns like crazy when they play. But in Pakistan, it doesn't turn a lot. Like, okay, for a bit it'll turn. But we saw when Bangladesh were batting, at no point did they get exposed against spin Bangladesh.
And they played so much better.
Yeah.
They played spin so much better. That's the thing. Like, they played so well. They adapted really well. And that's what I can't wrap around my head. Like, guys, come on, this is your ground. And, you guys are like getting beaten like so easily there. But Sheldon, where does it leave Bangladesh now? Because obviously now they go on to play India there in this, in the next series. That's going to be a task for them. But they'll be on a high, Sheldon. Having gone to Pakistan when most of the people didn't expect them to win, they've won it easily and hands down. And now they come to India, and of course India now with the new coach Gautam Gambhir leading them, for first time. So there'll be a lot that we can expect, and Bangladesh will be looking like, okay, fine, we've got Pakistan now. Now it's time to see if we can beat India here.
Yeah, I mean, Bangladesh will want to have similar results, but it's going to be very tough for them. I mean, Bangladesh will just want to compete. I think the goal for them should be to compete as long as possible. Don't get blown away. Don't throw it away in a session. And that can happen in India. You can get blown away in a session or two.
And they're playing at two amazing venues where oppositions can get blown away.
Yeah.
Chennai and Kanpur, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, it could easily happen though. But yeah, I mean, when you look at it, I think the main issue for Bangladesh when they play India is not only do India have good spinners, but even their seam attack, like Link, Bumrah, Siraj and all, they'll get more movement as well. So that'll be the challenge for Bangladesh. But yeah, for Bangladesh, they will be on a high. They'll want to compete. But yeah, it'll be a very tough series for them. And for India, it's been a while, Dil, right, since they played at home. I think England was the last series they played at home.
Yes,
right?
Yes,
so,
that was way back. It feels like a long time ago, man.
Yeah, so India back home after a while. And it'll be interesting to see Pant also be playing Test cricket after quite some time as well. If he starts, Dil, do you think?
If he starts, that's another thing for India now to like fix, because of course they've got so many names now in the mix. Like they've had like this Pant, and I think the last time I
think Jurel was keeping.
Dhruv Jurel was,
and he batted well as well. He did really well.
Really good, I think, in those last two tests. I thought he did really well. So he's also there in the reckoning, and there's of course a lot of other names that have been going around as to who's going to play, but it looks like it's going to be between these two guys. Who's India's going to pick. But interesting for India also, Sheldon, on the other side, Gautam Gambhir's era now has just begun for India. We've seen what he can do, and the way he captains, he's also very, an aggressive leader, aggressive coach. So that coming into that mindset, with this Indian team, I think, he can do wonders. But we'll all have to wait and watch to see, Sheldon, how that goes. But what's your expectation from this test series, Sheldon, India, Bangladesh?
Dil, I think India should win the series. I think India's record at home is just phenomenal, Dil. I mean, last series they lost was in 2012. I mean, that was
2012, I think, against England. If
yeah.
I think the one versus England. 2013, 2012, 13, where Cook and Peterson and all that. Like,
Dil, that was 12 years ago. That's insane when you think of it. I mean, And for Bangladesh, it'll be really tough. Obviously, different challenges to Pakistan. You won't get as flat pitches in India. There'll be something in it for the bowlers, of course. It'll spin. There'll be something in it for the seamers, and it'll be a different challenge. But Dil, as you mentioned, the Gautam Gambhir era starts. What do you think about him being coached? Still, obviously, very different character to Dravid. Dravid, as we know, more laid back, more relaxed coach, while Gambhir has that Delhi aura, right, about him, as all Delhi guys do, where it just seems he's more aggressive. Do you feel India needed that kind of coach still, or do you feel maybe they would have been more suited to a Dravid type coach who's more laid back?
It's very difficult to say, Shalan, honestly, because we've seen that with Ravi Shastri also, who was very aggressive, and I thought the combination with him and Virat was absolutely good. And then of course you've seen Rohit Sharma and Rahul Dravid. I thought everybody at the start said that these guys are too too relaxed, too easy, but you've seen the aggression when they were on the field. There was aggression. You could see that they were attacking in certain places, in certain moments. They completely bamboozled the opposition. And Gambhir, as we know, is a very aggressive person in nature. It's interesting to see how he and Rohit Sharma and everybody come together, because Gambhir, of course, with Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma and the team, the two biggest names right now that are there in India. It'll be nice to see, Sharon, how that goes along, and expecting it to be a lot more aggressive, and as usual, with Gambhir there, you can expect some drama as well. So I want some drama right now. I'm looking for that. I'm missing that drama. So I want to see that at least there. But like you said, also, I think India should be able to beat them in this series. Of course, Bangladesh are on a high, like we said, but India should go all the way and get up the rankings there. Right now, I think they're one. I think they're number one there. So that's it from us on the podcast, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Really appreciate it. And do stay tuned for more updates. And do let us know in the comment section what you think, that we need to improve. And where do you think this Bangladesh versus India series is going to go? Is it going to be Bangladesh? Is it going to be India? And don't forget to follow us on all our socials there. The links are in the description. And we'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.